This is Mick Foley, and you are now somewhere in the ring. Have a nice day.
The following podcast is scheduled for one recording with no time limit. Making their way down to somewhere in the ring, Andrew Sanford and Ryan Sprague.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to watch some Texas Rangers baseball with them after this. So it's all
better than watching Vaquer Texas Rangers. So
yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. Even though I loved that show growing up.
I have no idea where that came from. Sorry.
But we were talking about this before. Just to finish the thought, 2 Richard Bachman stories coming out. I'm going to give people. I'm just jumping right in. Zero context. 2 Richard Bachman stories. For those who don't know, Richard Bachman was Stephen King's pseudonym until like a librarian figured him out. Because, and my favorite detail of that is that his agents or managers were like, you cannot release 2 books in 1 year. It will ruin you. No one will buy it. No one will buy them. And he was like, fine, I'll just make up another name.
That's hilarious. Mr. Bookman caught him. I love it.
Yeah. But 2 Richard Bachman written stories about dystopian futures where people compete to have any kind of a life in this country while it is televised under threat of death have gotten adaptations and will be coming out within a month of each other, which really shows you how like where we're at. I think I think the crowd that I saw Long Walk with did not seem that into it, and I think there was this kind of feeling of like I didn't want to come in and see what's going on outside. It was really it was wild. It was really interesting.
You know,
and there was a lot of nervous laughter during parts too.
Yeah,
where I was like, guys, I don't think this movie's funny at all. Like there are not at all. There are like some funny moments, but there were the way people were laughing about certain things. I was like, I don't think you're giving this the weight that it deserves, to be frank.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I saw it at 10 in the morning. Don't go see a Stephen King movie at 10 in the morning, first of all. Guys, if you haven't noticed, we're talking about The Long Walk. This is Somewhere in the Ring, a wrestling / Stephen King podcast. But it was weird, man, watching it in a foreign country to my own, and the morning after a certain event happened in the United States, and it hit hard as an American living over here, watching a movie with all, I would presume, United Kingdom or Scottish citizens, and watching America portrayed in this dystopian future, as it were, and on the heels of many different events happening in the U.S. that continue to fracture our country, as it were. So it was a weird time for this movie to come out, but I think a prescient time as well, for a lot of reflection. And I loved it. I loved it.
Real good.
Yeah.
But let's forget all about that and talk about an event that was broadcast by Disney over here. Nothing untoward about them going on right now.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's all Disney.
Perfect company.
Don't be mad at us. Don't be mad at us. I felt good because you were like, well, I have to watch it on Netflix because it's all different over there. Also, if you're watching, I'm Andrew. He's Ryan.
We don't know why this is happening.
It's okay. They're keeping us on our toes. We're talking about Wrestlepalooza, which happened last night as of this recording in old Indianapolis. A big show. It was WWE's first show broadcast on ESPN.
So how did you watch it?
States, at least.
I got to ask.
The ESPN app.
You have the app. Okay. Okay. Yep.
So.
Yep. We have it on Netflix over here in the UK. So we lucked out with this whole ESPN controversy. I know they said something like 20 million people weren't able to watch it or something like that. I don't know.
It's really interesting. I wonder what the deal with Netflix is like, and if the close to $1 billion or no, several. Is it several billion? I forget how much it is. That is the television deal. But how that works with the rest of the world, because I thought those were just the United States broadcast rights, but they clearly have the rights to broadcast everything else in all the other parts of the world. Either way, Netflix is in the WWE business, to put it moderately.
And they let us know that at the top of this PLE, didn't they? That package, man. It was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty interesting way to converge these two worlds and show how they've sort of cross-pollinated throughout the decades. But now it's an actual thing. Like there is a partnership.
Which was weird because it was a lot of like ESPN personalities interviewing WWE personalities as if wrestling is real, which, or that like as if the stories are real. It was really fascinating to see some of that. But yeah, it was fun to see that contextualized, and WWE pulled out all the stops for this show, including trying to move it against AEW's show, which happened in the same day, which I've heard very good things about. Didn't watch it, but I've heard it was good.
Same.
I'll watch it whenever it's on Max for not $50.
Exactly.
And that's not even like it's not like I don't pay for the if the ESPN app wasn't something that I already paid for through my Hulu, which I know I'll probably cancel it at some point. But for right now, my kids have to watch Bluey. That's my excuse, even though it's not a good one.
No priorities, baby.
I think there's Bluey elsewhere, though. I'll find a way around it. But anyway, if it wasn't something I already had, I probably just wouldn't have ended up watching it. And there's still a lot of, I ended up like, me and my wife and kids ended up making pizza. They ate pizza for the first time, like willingly. They had this whole, like, it's just like one of them would keep saying it's disgusting. But anyway, it was a big night in the Sanford house. And even if we couldn't access, I told them, I was like, it's going to be pizza and wrestling. So even if I couldn't access this thing, I was prepared to just go on Peacock and put on some other stuff.
Something.
So,
yeah. Something. Well, you mentioned pulling out all the stops. Now, Triple H introduced us to Wrestlepalooza. And then what better way to, sort of ring in the ESPN era than with Pat McAfee returned to be on commentary. Yay?
Yeah, I got no beef with McAfee in the context of WWE. I do think it's funny that he stepped away because he was being sued. I don't know if he is still being sued. But yeah, there was like a college student that absolutely. No, that was
that like a defamation thing or something?
Yeah, because he was talking trash about a poor woman who was a college student who had been like some awful rumor was started about her online, and then he amplified it and like talked about it for a little bit. Just terrible. So that like they were just like, oh, he had always had this break planned or some other nonsense or whatever. But that's why he wasn't there. So I like seeing him as an announcer. I'm like, okay, whatever. As a person, he sucks, but that's like the case for a lot of the people in this company.
Yeah, one of which we might be talking about in just a mere moment here. Should we get to the opening match?
Yeah, again, they started big because they started with John Cena against Brock Lesnar, which was Brock Lesnar's first match back in like 4 years, something like that, 4 or 5 years. I know he wrestled.
Yeah, something like that.
So
Cody Rhodes, I think, was his last official match.
Oh, right. Yes. Because they wrestled. Yeah. So not even that long ago, pardon me, because that was between WrestleMania 40 and WrestleMania 41. So that wasn't even that long ago. Yep. Fair enough. Okay.
I want to mention too, John Cena's entrance with the kiddos.
Dude. So me and the boys got to watch this match, and getting to see that got them like amped. I loved that. Like it was really great.
You know what? The first thing I thought of when this happened was your kids, because I was envisioning you at home watching this with them, and to see kids, their age or maybe just a little bit older out there with John Cena. I'm sure that's really cool for you too, as a dad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it got me a little choked up because it's like I'm sure that meant a lot to those kids, and they are so excited, and he looks so excited, and this is like like vintage Cena. This is why like it's like, oh, thank God they didn't extend his heel run, because when you see stuff like that, like nobody else. Well, no, Bianca Belair did something similar a few years ago, but it's still just like there are certain superstars that can do this and pull it off in a way that feels fun and exciting, and this is a good example of that. So yeah, I loved this. I love them bringing him in. Just for like a little context about Lesnar, he hasn't been on TV. Not only has he not been on TV, he was, I believe, in WWE 2K25 and was pulled at the last second.
Yep.
Which correct. I believe 2K was not happy about. The WWE made them do that, and now he might be added back in because there is a rumor. Because what's one thing that I actually really like about this version of the game is they've added several DLCs of wrestlers that were not announced previously. Okay. So on top of the ones that were already announced, which including me recently finally getting D'Lo Brown in the game, was a Aleister Black got added when he re-signed with the company. They just put him in there, which is pretty cool. They've done they did like a WrestleMania pack. And if you get the season pass, I believe you just kind of get these anyway, which is good. And now they're apparently doing like a Cena pack that's going to have like Cena from this year, maybe his heel entrance, and then Brock Lesnar is going to be there as well. And Brock Lesnar, so he's getting added back in. And the reason he was removed and hasn't been seen on TV is because he was and is still currently named in the lawsuit that Janelle Grant has brought against Vince McMahon. So there are a lot of people that have been very vocally unhappy with him being included, which I don't blame them for. But it's one of those
including a member of the crowd there. Did you see that sign they had? We all know why he shouldn't be here. That I can't believe like that sign had to have gotten pulled at some point because that was on the hard camera for half that match, man. That was crazy stuff. But hey, there you go. Yeah. And
look, if anything though, they probably didn't have to pull it because I think something that they are starting to lean into is they like just test the waters. And they see what the response is like. And the fact of the matter is, and I was in that arena when Lesnar first came back, that pop was enormous. It was enormous.
You said you got a little excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And
how could you not? I get it.
Yeah, because I was like, for a half second, you're just like, oh, it's Brock Lesnar. And he is tied to Cena like indelibly. Like their careers are linked forever. Yeah. So they kind of picked the right opportunity to try to bring him back as well, because I don't think people are kind of like hooked into the nostalgia more quickly. It ended up being a good match. Like I'm standing there talking to my kids, explaining what's going on. And like, it was, they've been wrestling each other for 20 years. It was just interesting. Brock looks plump though. The man looks plump.
He looks like he's about to pop. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Let's get into it. So one fun thing. Hey, Paul Heyman came out.
Announced Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was interesting.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of had like, a big meaty men slapping meat, kind of a very physical throwdown kind of a match. It was something that it's definitely the most physical Cena has had since in this whole run.
Yeah.
Like he's had good matches. He's had ones that definitely look brutal for one perspective, but this was like very physical. And he got tossed around quite a bit and it looked like it hurt.
Yeah. He had some welts on him, dude. He looked like he was, he was gassed. And this was just, it was Brock Lesnar at full force. Say what you will about Lesnar as a person, but when he is in the ring, he is obviously a beast. It's what he's known for. But I also love how he's loud enough that you can hear him tormenting these little puny victims of his. Sure. And he's very good at that. Throughout the match, you could hear him being like, "This is it, Cena. Like, this is it, never again. Oh my God, get up. Like, I
Yeah.
love that. It makes it a little bit more real for me. Just
He's a good
hearing
bad guy. Like
he's
it's
a
also like
very good bad guy.
it's easy to not like him
Yep.
for regular reasons, and then on top of it, you're also just like, oh well, he's wrestling,
Yeah.
the biggest baby face there is. God, he's huge. Yeah, and they again very physical. He beat the hell out of him. There were a couple moments where it really looked like Cena was gonna jump ahead or take the win, but then Lesnar ended up winning, and I think that was the way that it should have gone.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're not. Who else is he gonna wrestle?
Well,
Like, obviously, he needs to have the last match against a newer opponent. But I think he's got 3 more dates. So it means he could wrestle Lesnar 1 or 2 more times and then really save that last match for Obafemi, if we're lucky.
that's nice. I mean, the debate's still up on who is final.
Yeah, I
opponent
really
will be,
don't know. I really don't know who they're gonna do. I feel like it could end up being somebody like Miles Bourne too. Like I feel like they could. Is that the guy's name?
Interesting.
Right, the guy, the Randy Orton 2.0 that's in NXT. Is Miles Bourne, is that his name?
Yes, Stephanie Vaquer's significant other, actually.
Oh, good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, like you'd mentioned, Brock won this match. I think traumatized a lot of kids in the audience.
Oh, my kids didn't care for it. Yeah,
They did not care
like,
for
why
it.
the bad guys went. They saw the first 3 matches and they did not like the results of any of them.
Okay.
and not a single one. Yeah.
It was interesting, man. The only reason I was surprised that Lesnar won is because just a couple weeks ago, you and I were commenting on how Cena, we need him to win. We need him to win until that last match because it'll make that loss mean even more if he's victorious up until his final match and he goes out looking at the lights. But I could see this program continuing. A rematch.
Yeah, because I don't disagree with that. I just don't think he's not done with Lesnar though, and I think it'll also make the eventual win over Lesnar even better. And then if he goes from having this big triumphant win against Lesnar to wrestling somebody who knows, he also may not win. He didn't win his first match. He can still put somebody over and win the match, but we'll see. I expect to be surprised. I could also see them just having his very last match be against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I could see that too, actually. Yep. Just let this program ride him off into the sunset. Yeah. I'd be okay with that, to be completely honest. I do think he should put someone younger over, but
I was about to say I wouldn't. I would be more okay with him wrestling somebody younger who he wins against than I think. I think it's too much of a wasted opportunity to not have him put somebody over for his last match.
Fair enough.
I think I think the thing that makes it hard is that it's not an impossible choice, but it's a difficult one. Mm-hmm. It's not like the WWE hasn't knighted people in the past, but the last time they did that was Austin Theory, and it didn't really go the way that they planned.
No,
even though everybody in the wrestling world is high as hell on him.
Love him. I love him.
Cody Rhodes was talking about him recently, how he said he has the perfect kind of look of a wrestler too. He just there is, but it's just they tried to push it and it didn't work. And you don't always have the opportunity to have a Roman Reigns where you can spend 8 years shoving somebody down somebody's throat until it just completely flips.
Good point. All right, my man. What would you give our opening match, Cena versus Lesnar?
NA.
Yeah.
Really 2 wrestlers with a lot of history putting on a good match, both at their ages too. It was the damn Brock Lesnar, and all of that shit, because this should be much easier to celebrate, and it gets an A because of both their work, honestly, but it's because it's this to have this happen in Cena's last leg is pretty incredible. But it will always have a stink on it.
Yeah, it'll always be tainted.
And that sucks. And that sucks.
It does. Yep, exactly. All right, let's move to our second match. We had Jimmy Uso and Jay Uso. They're back together again.
The Usos, baby.
Usos, baby, versus Bronson with special guest referee L.A. Knight.
This is my favorite match of the night.
If you're watching this on
Believe
YouTube,
we
this
did that
image
back,
is
but-
hilarious. I know. And then you
One thing I want to say up top before I forget, this happens. Joy, my wife, we're sitting there, we're watching that because she watched this with me and the boys. Because she was like, "Okay, I'll watch it." Yeah. She was like,
God bless her.
And she doesn't mind watching an event here or there. You know what I mean? She understands it enough, and also can like just have like a silly time sometimes. But we're sitting there, and she goes, "Some of the bigger guys just don't move that well," and I was like, "No, it's not some of them. You just don't. You really don't like Bronson Reed, and every time you see him." You pull it. She was like, "Wait, that's the same guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "But wait, no. What about the bigger guy with the orange hair?" And immediately she's like, "Well, no, he moves pretty quick." I was like, "Yeah, that's Otis. He moves really well. He moves very quickly."
Wow.
Every time she sees Bronson Reed, and she's always tries to be polite about it, but she just doesn't realize sometimes that she's seeing the same person that she's said that about him, or she has said that like phrase while seeing him wrestle like 4 different times.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
I
not
get
a fan.
it. I get it, man. But hey,
he's a little slow, but I think I thought this was the best thing that's happened with the Vision so far. Actually, I think both tag matches tonight were very good for the Vision. But this one, for me, this is the first time where it wasn't just these guys come and beat you up after the match. Yeah. This made them feel like a legitimate threat and a tag team. Like it wasn't the same old, you lose a match, somebody gets cornered, these guys are beating them up, yada, yada, yada. Like this was a match. This was a hell of a match. Everybody in it did a great job, LA Knight included. One of the craziest blood spots I've ever seen, which was a total accident. Did you see the footage about how that happened?
No, all I saw was the aftermath. What happened?
He's going to hit Bronson Reed with a chair at one point. Jay is. And as he's swinging it down, at first I was like, wait, what was it? And I had to see like an explainer. And even then, I think I need to see another one because I thought like, oh, maybe he hits him and it comes back up. No, there's like something hanging off of the chair. And as it's coming down, it like just catches his forehead. Which is why it's everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, I blinked and he was just gushing blood. I'm like, what did I do? I felt like my Netflix was buffering or something. I'm like, what the hell? What did I just miss? That's terrible.
That being said, you can tell he's a pro because immediately he starts going and pulling at it, which only makes it bleed worse.
I love it. That is a pro right there. That's some like Stone Cold Bret Hart stuff right there. I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, we had a brutal tag team against these guys, which ended in Bronson being victorious. But who was it? Jay or Jimmy through the table? Both of them, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. Like it was just a lot of good work. It was a lot of, I love that they built gradually to the table, like to some of the bigger, like the tables and things like that, which started with Jimmy getting a chair, or no, Bronson Reed was trying to hit Jimmy with a chair, I think. And LA Knight was like, "Hey, don't use the chair." And then Jimmy gets the chair, and LA Knight's like, meh, and just like walks away. Like he was probably my favorite part of the match. I thought he did a really good job. He did a really good job. It was really fun, really funny. But it was just a brawl. And again, it made them feel like they could stand on their own in a way that was like interesting and exciting. And it was fun to see the Usos back together. And that felt pretty seamless. And there was still some storytelling between Jay and Knight going on. And excuse me. I know that there were people that were expecting like a heel turn on Jay's side, and I just don't know when you do that or what it buys you.
Yeah. I get what they're doing. They're really trying, I think, and there's been a lot of chatter of like it seems like they're kind of making Jay like a younger Roman Reigns when he really started to move up and gain power in the bloodline. And Jay is sort of seeing himself as the next Roman Reigns. Like, give me the respect. Look, I was the champion.
Sure.
This, that. I can sort of see it. There's clearly tension between he and his brother Jimmy. Even though they did team up here. But yeah, I'm seeing this move towards definitely a match with LA Knight and Jay Uso, which I think would be a fantastic match. Fantastic match. So, but yeah, as for now, we had a victorious Bronson, and they know how to celebrate. They just they win and they continue the brutal assaults as always. So yeah. What would you give this tag team match? A again. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a B on this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just it didn't speak to me as much as I think it may have with you. But that spot with Jay looked just.
Oh, that being said, the entrance took forever. I don't know what was going on, but the Usos entrance took forever.
That's what it was. That's what rubbed me the wrong way, dude. That was like 25 minutes long.
It was really strange. And at a certain point too, I was wondering, I was like, do they have a hard out? And I don't think they did, because it ended at like something arbitrary, like 10:18 or something like that. Like there was no set time. But it was strange. It was strange. Because then also the other tag match of the night was very long. Like the match itself was long.
It was, which I'm okay with when we get to that one.
Yep.
This one though, dude, I do wonder, was All Out, AEW All Out still going on? I wonder if they were trying to it wasn't. Okay.
No, don't get me wrong. Most AEW pay-per-views are conservatively 17 hours long, but this, I think,
true.
They started at 3. And this one started at 7. So there might have been like a little spillover, but not much. I doubt if there was much.
Because that would have been like AEW's
was. Yeah.
Right. Because if feasibly it could have been their main event. So maybe Wrestlepalooza was like, ooh, let's stretch this baby out during their main event. I don't know. We don't know. There was a lot of counter programming war going on that day. And yeah.
It's real dumb,
So
real silly stuff, really silly. Like it's WWE. The only thing that has me interested right now in what WWE is doing with other companies, and is I think a lot of the stuff going on with TNA is a bit of a ruse right now, and I think we might have like a TNA versus NXT All Out War situation coming out, which I think would be a lot of fun. Like I expect that Obafemi Trick Williams match to end in a no contest. Like I feel like, because all the TNA guys were like tweeting about how angry it made them, and I was like, they don't get to do that unless they're told to do it.
Right.
Like when it said, if it was like one person, I would be like, oh, but then it ended up like being 6 dudes, and I was like, okay, like sure, give me a war between these two. Do something, because. For a half second, or if they do, if it just ends up being Obafemi is the NXT and TNA champion, then I will gladly eat shit as to say in that I was wrong in thinking that TNA and WWE's agreement was a good thing. If it leads toward like a battle that just makes TNA look like stronger or something, great. We'll see.
Totally, man. You are hot on Obafemi. I love that. I love hearing.
I love Obafemi, man. He's rules.
Amazing. I know. A matter of time.
Bring him up. Yeah.
Hey. Oh my God. Match of the night for me. For obvious reasons.
Really good match.
Good Lord, dude.
Yep.
Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. Yep. For the what was it? Women's World Championship. The vacant Women's World Championship, we should mention.
Right. Yeah, It was interesting to see. This felt like one of the only like pure wrestling matches, but this is like this was a good match to have on this event, to have on this night, because it was the only one that didn't feel gimmicky at all.
100%.
And didn't feel like they were breaking the rules or going out of their way to do anything crazy. Like this was a pure wrestling match, and these two put on just like an incredible fight. Yeah. I don't like. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I think there were very high expectations for this match for obvious reasons. You have two of the like greatest wrestlers right now in the women's division going up
In
against
any
each other.
division, to be
in
frank.
any division.
In
Yeah.
any division. They're both
Not
very,
the
very
first
good.
time. Not the first time they've gone up against each other, but this was definitely the biggest match, I think, for at least for Vaquer. And like you said, if this is going to be on an ESPN, the first ESPN show, and you're trying to draw in sports fans, this was the match that's going to get them into it. And they truly showed their athleticism, their distinct styles, and they just work together so well. It's like Io and Rhea. I think the chemistry is definitely there. I'll say this, it was a little rocky in the beginning. It looked a little too choreographed, and I'm like, I don't like how this is starting out. But once they got into it, you could tell they found the rhythm, and I couldn't take my eyes off of this match. And I haven't been sucked into a match like that in a very long time, where I'm literally seeing the story of the match play out. Not that these two have some big grand storyline or anything. They're going for the championship. That's it.
Right.
And I absolutely loved it. I loved it.
Yeah. No, same. And it was exciting for my kids to get to, because they realized halfway through, they're like, oh, like, because Io Sky was in the very first match they ever watched. Io Sky put a trash can on herself and jumped off.
That was the one.
Yeah. So they kind of like realized that halfway through, which was exciting. But they were not happy with the winner. Again, we called their grandparents earlier today, and they were like, Grandpa, last night the wrestlers, all the bad guys won. All the bad guys won 3 matches. Which was really funny, because I was trying to tell them, I was like, there's not really a bad guy in this match. It was neither. I don't think either of them are heels right now, right?
No, they're just damn good wrestlers. That's it.
Yeah. So Stephanie Vaquer winning. I think the boys they see devil horns and they assume, devil horns and big red scary backgrounds. I think they just assumed she was a bad guy. But yeah,
that is an apt observation. I will give you that. Yeah.
Getting it. Then she gets to celebrate with her dad, I think, was in the front row.
Sweet. Yep.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Hold the
title. But yeah, like I cannot think. I feel like she is what they wanted out of Jade Cargill. And to be fair, they might be getting exactly what they want out of Jade Cargill. Which is that she's going to do movies and stuff and get them attention elsewhere. But the ascent of Stephanie Vaquer has been incredible to watch. Like, because it's barely been a year, right? Like a little over a year. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen
her, I can't see think of anybody else. Even like Cody didn't get pushed up that fast when he came back. Like, it was in my I can't think of anybody for a while that's been brought in like this and has just had this steady upward trajectory.
It's crazy.
Really impressive.
Yeah. And like you said, we've seen the rocket be put on people, but never to this extent. And this is one of the first times where I think it is definitely deserved. She's put the work in her entire career, and she's working her ass off to be.
She's so over.
Thing. She's so
yeah.
I just love it. I love it. And wrestling is her language, as she says. So I think you're right. Stephanie Vaquer will conquer wrestling. Even if Jade Cargill goes on to transcend wrestling, like you mentioned, Hollywood, whatever. Like, she has things outside of wrestling that she can also do and be successful at. Stephanie Vaquer, yes, obviously could do that too. But I think right now, like, wrestling is the only thing on her mind. And it's clear the WWE sees that too. And it's a match made in heaven, in my opinion. I cannot wait to see her defend this thing. A+. Yeah,
it's an A+ for me too. Yeah,
I cried.
Really,
I cried.
Really good.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. I actually cried.
It was really exciting.
I love it. I just love seeing someone win for the first time and go hug their their
Yeah.
parent or
I
whatever.
almost, just because I think it happened after this, or maybe it happened after that. When did the Hall of Fame induction? No, that was after the tag match. Go
Right
ahead, let's
before
do
the main event.
Yeah, we'll go in order. We'll go in order.
Cool. All right, we had
Yo.
the power couple tag team match. We had CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth freaking Rollins. You
Pretty
go,
great.
because I don't know. I had some problems with this one. I'm not
Really? Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm
Okay.
probably
What?
being insanely critical for no reason
No, it's
whatsoever.
okay. It's all
But
right.
dude, this was the most choreographed thing I have ever
Oh,
seen in my
sure.
entire life.
Oh, yeah. No, no, no. Like, they made it. Here's the thing. This was one of those situations where the idea is so good
Uh-huh.
that I don't mind seeing the seams.
Okay.
Like, AJ Lee just came back. She hasn't
point.
wrestled in a decade.
Yeah.
And to get her in there, and they were like, what's she gonna do? She's gonna punch. She's gonna punch and she's gonna strike for, I don't know, 3/4 of the match. Like,
Yep.
which is fair. And like, they had some other things that were clearly set up, but I think, if anything, the thing that this match kind of does, which I think is very funny, is there's no way CM Punk and Seth Rollins aren't cool now. You know what I mean? I think for a long time I was really like, I bet they still don't like each other. They're just kind of, now there's no way these four haven't had dinner. There's no way that like they like, I'm sure, because I know, I would guarantee that Rollins has nothing against AJ Lee and vice versa. And I bet that Becky Lynch and Punk don't have anything against each other and like that. But it just seems, everybody seems cool now. Like, it just seemed kind of fun in a way that I thought was very interesting for a feud that started like a blood feud. Like, there will be no getting back to the intensity that it was once at. But this idea was so fun, and I think executed in a way that I loved, that Becky and Seth had matching outfits.
Oh my god, dude. They look like a Pop-Tart. Have you seen that image going around of the neon Pop-Tart? That was amazing. Well done.
Or one of the older like movie theater soda cups. Like,
Vaporwave. Yep.
Sure. But it was, I just loved it. I just ate it up. I was like, okay, this is silly as hell. But
it was fun.
It just worked for me. And like, the submission finish, like all that stuff, like the gradually like getting them towards like hitting each other or not, like breaking the intergender rules. Like, it was just, it was another good example of what wrestling is capable of when it doesn't want to shy away from certain things. And I think playing off of these people's real life relationships made it a fun thing. And I enjoyed it. I had a great time.
That hold AJ Lee put on Becky at the end there for Becky
Widowmaker, I think it's, or no, or what's
amazing.
It's pretty cool.
I don't recall the name of it, but good lord, dude.
Yeah, I've never really seen her wrestle before.
Me either.
I've never. I was not really watching. I was like, I don't think I would have even had cable when she was wrestling at the period of time where like the WWE network had not come out yet, and I had like zero cable, so I was not watching wrestling unless like some strange circumstance had happened. So yeah,
it was awesome.
I just kind of missed her entirely, but it was fun. It was fun to see her wrestle. It was fun to see her punch people and wrestle a little bit.
She's intense, dude. I like it.
She is.
Yeah.
She has the same gift that oh shoot, what's her name? Liv Morgan has, which is just a very like that face can play to the rafters. It's really, very malleable, very big expressions. She was soaking in that crowd. Like, it was, I could tell, because there are people, especially people that are younger than me, that were really watching when she was big, who were like, who love her. Like, I had a friend say that this is like, he was like, you don't understand, this is for some people the equivalent of Rihanna putting out an album finally. Like, and I was like, oh, like, so
okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun to see that play out, and I was like, I get it. And you know what? She's probably pretty rusty, but she did a great job.
Yep.
So I like this match.
Apparently, she signed a multi-year deal, so
There you go.
this is the future
not?
looks bright for her. Oh, I love too that CM Punk had his jacket said, what did it say? AJ Lee's husband.
Oh, nice. I
That
missed
was
like the
really
very
cool.
beginning of their entry. I because the boys had to go to bed after the third match, so we went
Yeah.
upstairs, put them down.
Like
I
their
came in like I
gear.
think right when entrances were tying up. I loved his tight like the little
gear was
rainbow.
awesome, yeah.
yeah. They all looked great. They all looked real cool.
Everyone looked great. You know what? You sold me. I see the magic behind this match now.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can readily admit I had fun. I was just like, what is going? Like they're all doing the same. It was like synchronized swimming. Like they kept doing the
Sure.
same things, like
Oh, yeah.
mirroring what it was.
Oh,
You're right, Dave.
absolutely.
You're right. This is wrestling.
Yeah.
This
Why
is
not?
wrestling.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. A plus.
Yeah, it gets an A from me. Let's not go crazy.
Okay.
Again, she did just fine. I only because I not to spoil the last match. The only match that gets an A plus from me was the one in the middle because I just thought it was. I was so satisfied. I was like, how do I differentiate this? I was like, oh, I'm just going to give that one that little extra bump because I thought it was really incredible.
I love it. I love it. You had mentioned this, so we got to talk about it. Your favorite man is back, Andrew, and he's not.
And I just like
poor man's Walmart shopper or whatever you called him back in the day.
Oh God, I mean, he's still. It's so stupid. It's just so dumb. Like I love, and I know he's coming out to the American Badass theme, so it's like whatever. There's no, but like now it's got. At first, I was like, oh man, if I have to see him so much, it kind of ruins like the old Undertaker for me. Now I'm just like, all right, this person is so far separated from the old Undertaker for me that it actually kind of makes that better. But it's just so funny to see him be so casual. Be like, hey, what up? Yeah, you know, Trump's gonna come in and fix everything. But it's that he like to just see that happen and to see him again. His theme music was playing for so long before he rode out on that motorcycle. And to have him come out there and come down and just come sit next to Stephanie. And this was a look. Both these people suck. I know Stephanie has done some cool stuff. I think that Mr. McMahon documentary makes it very clear that like Stephanie is her dad's daughter for a reason. But that's like, you know, all that to be said, she looks genuinely surprised that this happened.
She did.
It was like she was trying to, and that was nice. It's them patting their. She doesn't. I like, you know. I know she doesn't have like a title at the company right now. She's just kind of like a brand ambassador. It seems like, and doing the podcast and stuff. But you know, they're giving a reward to the boss's wife, and also to be fair, like her father made her do some really horrific things.
True.
And she did move beyond that. She is arguably responsible for the like revolution in women's wrestling, or at least part of it. There's stuff. So I get it. I get why she was inducted. You're still watching a bunch of rich people pat themselves on the back. Let's move on to the last
match. You're talking to the guy who just went to see the grand finale of Downton Abbey, where all it is wealthy people patting each other on the backs, buddy. So
yeah, but I think because of where you live, you're legally required, though, right? Like that is.
Yeah. It's literally in the citizenship. Yeah, you have to at least see at least one season of Downton Abbey, if not a movie. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anyways, Stephanie McMahon getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I think deserved for those reasons you
gets announced 6 months ahead of time. Right?
That was like weird. I had to
months.
I was processing that. I'm like, wait, is WrestleMania coming up? No, we just had it. What was that?
I was like, I feel like but they were really leaning into talking about the next WrestleMania tonight, which I thought was interesting. But they could be doing that because, I mean, presumably the next WrestleMania will be on ESPN, as will the WrestleMania following, which again,
we're not talking about that.
Saudi Arabia.
No, not talking about that. Well, moving on to our main.
That's a big old boot.
Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship. Let's go. What'd you think of this match?
It was a good match. I think the reason it doesn't go above the middle match for me is because of the finish. If I'm going to be perfectly frank, because a lot of the build up to this match was about Drew McIntyre. That was the story. Like there was no, I mean, I know they made some connections between the two of them, but Cody's barely been around for the last month. A lot of this was built
a
up.
Little movie.
Yeah. And Ryan, at a certain point during this match, can I call you Ryan?
You may.
Okay. Jim, at one point during this match, I convinced myself that Cody still had more of that movie to film. I was like, maybe they're not done filming. And maybe Drew McIntyre is going to win this match tonight. And maybe that's a good thing. Because it keeps the title moving. Mm-hmm. It would put more of a weight on Drew's match. It would have a big title change on this big event. Yeah, I really thought, and the way it was playing out too, I was like, holy cow, like Drew McIntyre might win this match.
Can I interject here? This is why I thought the Cena versus Lesnar was going to be the main event, because I thought if this match, which I thought was actually a bigger match, Lesnar and Cena.
Sure.
Especially
it definitely has more of a cultural footprint.
It does. And you want to end the show with kind of a shock moment to see what happens next, moving into a Raw or a Smackdown or whatever. So I really thought, and then when I saw that this match was last, I'm like, whoa, if this match is last, then there might be a title change.
Yes.
So I'm with you.
Yes.
The minute Cody came out, I had this like feeling like, oh my God, he's losing it. He's going to lose it tonight. And maybe we will have a back and forth of the championship. Yeah. And that just didn't happen. It didn't happen. I don't know.
I was really, I guess, not confused. It makes sense. I guess if you want people that are like tuning in live to like the very first thing be something that grabs the attention of people who don't usually watch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. Like it felt like an odd order. The other two, I get like the rest of it. It was like singles matches, 2 tag matches, and a singles match. Like it makes sense if I'm looking at it or thinking about it.
A good sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. But it was, it was an odd choice. But this is a good match. I liked the storytelling in this one. I liked that it was still like kind of outside forces that made Drew lose. With the whole, oh, the ref, why was the ref telling him not to do that? He can do that, whatever, why not? Or like and then his foot going through the table and that being kind of it's like, oh, he got hurt.
I love that because that's what took Cody out, was putting his head through that commentary table and announcement table, whatever you call it, and then trying to use the same move to take him out and then injuring himself. I love that. I absolutely love that. Good storytelling.
Yeah, it was good stuff. So there was a lot to like about this match, but I think I had so convinced myself about Drew that when Cody won, I was like, oh, okay. I saw something too about people like, well, actually, this is an article on ESPN, so that's why. But they're like, oh, Cody Rhodes, the new, like, taking that John Cena spot. And I was like, not really. And I don't think he would have lost it. Like, Cody Rhodes, we'll see what happens if he has like a lengthy championship run, but he's already kind of wrestled all the people he could be wrestling here.
Yeah, agreed.
As far as like a big feud or something like that, unless they want to like bump somebody else up in a significant manner. But I just like, I don't know what he has to gain from that, as opposed to like having Drew have the title and then like, having to go up against, I don't know, anybody. Randy, he's already wrestled Randy Orton, but there could be other people. And I just don't, I'm interested to see where it goes. We'll put it that way. Because I don't know, but I'm also like, they could just as easily like lose me for the same reason.
Yep. I get that. Yeah. I do wonder what comes next for Drew McIntyre. It seems like,
or Cody, honestly.
Yeah.
He beat John Cena. Like, who else is he going to wrestle?
Yeah. Good point.
Like, who else does he need to beat for the belt? I don't want to see him wrestle Roman Reigns again. I just
Well,
don't.
now that I'm thinking about it, I heard a rumor that Gunther is making a return soon. So
Ooh, I kind of forgot about my boy Gunther.
yeah,
Hey, I'd be
maybe
fine with
that's a
that. I'd be
possibility.
fine with that. Yeah,
He'll finally move into that undisputed level like you've
yeah,
wanted him to for a long time.
right.
So
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
be okay with that. I forgot he's been gone for a bit. That kind of, I
Hmm.
forgot that. Yeah, he's been gone for quite a bit.
Yep. He should
Huh.
be back soon. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We shall see. We
Oh yeah,
shall
did he
see.
have a broken nose? Was it a broken nose? I think.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Love it.
So
That
yeah, Cody
broken
Rhodes
nose.
is still our Universal Champ.
Yep.
Then it just kind of ended, and I was like, okay. But you know what? This match gets an A from me.
Wow. A's across the board. I love
I
it.
really thought this was a great show. Like I
It
really
was.
did. I
Mhm.
like it was meat, potatoes, and vegetables. Like it wasn't anything too crazy, but this is what the Saturday night's main events should have been.
100%. Yep. I know.
Because it
Yeah. This
had like a
sounds like,
different
yeah.
feeling, but instead it was like, oh, we're going to take advantage of being on this. Now, that being said, Saturday night's main event is different in that it's like televised, but they could still get this kind of big fight feel. This had a big fight feel. There weren't commercial breaks in the middle of matches.
Mhm.
So never mind. That's something that the Saturday night's main events can't avoid. So anyway, I thought this was just to kick off like a contract with a new company, like to have put a stamp on something like this. Like this was good. It is not. Apparently, they want Wrestlepalooza to be on the same level as like your SummerSlam or your WrestleMania. I
Mm,
don't see it like that yet, but
no.
which it's Royal Rumble, guys. Royal
Yeah.
Rumble. But that
That's
being
the
said, it's going to
yeah,
be
come on.
that'll be the next thing that's in Saudi Arabia.
I know. Story for another time, but yeah, dude, I thought this was a win for ESPN, for WWE. New partnership. We will see where it goes. Yeah, they just keep growing, globalizing, and this is a huge step. So yeah,
Charging
good
more
for
for
them.
tickets.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there's
let's not
always
go too
that.
far. Let's not go too
Yeah.
far.
But it's
The head of TKO was on stage at some show recently and was literally like, "Yeah, Vince McMahon was always trying to like appeal to like families
yeah,
to go see these shows, and they're missing out on all the money they could make." Like, and it was like, whoa.
those stupid families with the
It's
kids and
also like,
the jobs and the
here's the thing: Vince McMahon is one of the worst human beings to ever step foot on this planet. But he did understand that if you don't market your thing towards children, you're not going to have a new audience.
Yep.
That's how
Yep.
you get a new audience, is you get kids. And
Yeah.
you eventually don't care about the older people with dispensable income. You go after kids and their parents. Like that's
Done.
how you do it. So
We
they're going to
need,
shoot themselves in the foot. Like
they
I
are,
think
dude.
they are assuming way too much about the popularity of wrestling right now. This isn't all of a sudden going to become some hip, trendy thing. Like that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
But good luck, guys. Good luck.
Yep. Yep. You're treading on thin ice there, bucko. That's what I say. Wow. That just came out of my mouth. Andrew, what a first PLE with ESPN. Wrestlepalooza will now be a mainstay for us here at Somewhere in the Ring. So awesome, buddy. Well, you got anything coming up before we go?
Oh, I got nothing. I'm tired. Don't look for me.
Same. Same. Guys, we're
Yeah,
going
we've both
back
been
into our
busy.
caves. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna hit up as soon as we're done here. I'm gonna hit up a potential guest about next week. But aside
Love
from
it.
that, yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Well, let's get out of here, buddy.
Kids up.
Done. Guys, if you want to head over to the Somewhere in the Skies YouTube channel, I just did a 12-hour live stream yesterday. You can go watch that in perpetuity on the channel right now. It's called Anomicon. It was a virtual free conference about the anomalous UFOs, ghosts, all that stuff. So head on over there, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe to us, like, all that good stuff. Rate and review on Apple and Spotify. We would certainly appreciate it. And that's it, Andrew. Let's ring that bell and get out of here, baby. You ready?
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I love EDM. I wasn't expecting it, but it's good. My goal is to just always improv something to tie your hands in post. So, thank you.
I hate you. God, I hate you. Kidding. Boom, love it.
Now you have to make a beat out of.
I gotta find some EDM. I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. 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 I hate you.